Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to this video cast on how to download and install iTunes and then create a playlist from music that you have on your computer. Today we're going to be downloading iTunes for Windows 7. We will have videos later on for Windows 8 users and Mac users, but for today we're purely going to be working on Windows 7. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to download iTunes. We do this by opening up a web page. It doesn't matter if you're using Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, or whichever one. And then in the Omnibox or search box up here, we're going to type in iTunes and hit enter. And when the page loads, you're going to click on the download iTunes. Click on that, and that'll take you to the Apple website where they will ask you if you want to download iTunes. Now, Apple will actually know what type of computer you're using, the system that you have, so it'll make sure that you get the right version of iTunes for whatever system you're using, so you don't have to worry about that. Just click on the download now button and you'll see your download will start to appear, start downloading there. Alright, so once it's finished downloading, I've already pre-downloaded one, so I'm just going to close down this web page. It will appear in your downloads folder. Now, my downloads folder is nice and easily accessible on my desktop here. If yours isn't, just click on your start button here. It may appear over here as downloads. If it's not there, then just go into your search box over here and type in downloads. Alright, so once we've found our downloads folder, we're going to open up or double click on the iTunes setup. Now, this whole process is going to take a few minutes, and during the installation you're going to be asked a series of questions. You're just pretty much going to click yes or next to all of them. So here's the first one, welcome to iTunes. We're going to click next on it. It's going to ask you, do you want to add an iTunes shortcut to your desktop? The shortcuts, these little links here that you can see, these little icons, you just click on them, it's easy access. And would you like to use iTunes as a default player for your audio files? Now, you can leave that selected as yes, or you can untick it. If you leave it as selected, it just means that any audio files on your computer will be opened using iTunes from now on. So we'll leave it as yes in this case, and we're going to click install. One more time we're going to click yes, and that's going to start to install it on our computer. Now, this whole process is going to take a few minutes, so I'm just going to pause the video in the meantime and pick up with you when it's ready to go. Okay, so we can see here that iTunes is almost completed. Oh, there we go, it's finished now, and appeared this little red icon or shortcut on my desktop. It's saying, congratulations, iTunes been successfully installed on your computer, and asking if you want to open iTunes now that you've installed it. Click on finish, and there it's all completed. So from here we're going to open up iTunes, double click on the shortcut, and here we've got iTunes. So you can see it's pretty user friendly. There's not really a great deal of buttons on it. You've got one for music, one for film, and one for TV programs. For today's video cast, we're going to be looking at only the music section. So you've got a library, which is where all your music is stored, and we're going to click on the music button, and it shows here iTunes has gone and found all my music files on my computer and added them to my library. Now, if it hasn't done that, what you can do is you can come up here and you can go add file to library, and then it will ask you where you want to look on your computer, and you just select whatever it is and click open. But in this case it's alright because it's added everything there. So all the music's in there. Now what we want to do is we want to create a playlist. So easiest way for us to do that to start would be, let's say we'll select a song, we'll right click on it, and then it says new playlist from selection. So we'll say new playlist from selection, and it's created a playlist here. If you click on that once, you can edit it, the name of it, sorry. So we'll call it Aretha and Otis, and that's our playlist. It's appeared under the playlist here. All these other playlists, these ones with the little cog next to them, are preloaded with iTunes, and it just pretty much puts whatever music you've got into those different categories. But now we'll go back to our music library, and we're going to select all the different songs that we want to add to our playlist. So we'll take Respect, Let It Be, Eleanor Rigby, so on, so on, and we select them by holding down the control button and using the mouse pad to click on whichever songs you want. Once you've selected all of them, then you're just going to click on the mouse pad, hold the button down, and drag them over the playlist, and then let go of the mouse button. And then it's going to add them to the playlist, and you'll see now if we click into the playlist, it's got only those songs that we've added to it. You can play them by just clicking on it. Pause up there, any other songs, so it's all in a playlist now. Okay, so that's creating the playlist. Now the next step is we want to put this playlist onto our iPod or our MP3 player. We do this by, you're going to have to plug your iPod or MP3 player into the USB port of your computer. When you plug it in, you should hear a sound like that if you got the volume turned up. And in a few seconds you'll see it'll appear over here under something called Devices. And there it is, iPod. If you click on this little arrow next to it, this little triangle, it expands it and tells you the different categories. As you can see, it's got the same as these here: music, film and television, TV programs. So what we want to do is we're going to take this playlist and put it onto this iPod. So we do this again by clicking on it, holding the mouse button down and just dragging it over onto the iPod, and then releasing the mouse button. And then if you expand it again, you'll see there's your playlist, and it's on your iPod now. So now you can play directly from your iPod. And you can take the music with you and plug your iPod in somewhere else, or listen to headphones on it. When you're going to unplug your iPod, it's always a good idea to eject it rather than just pull out the USB. So to do that, you right click over where it says iPod, so just over there, you right click over it and then press eject. Also a good point here is you can edit the playlist as well from here by right clicking, but we're going to be concerned with ejecting now, so we're just going to click on eject, and you'll see it'll disappear from here in a second, which means it's safe for you to take your iPod out. There you go, and it's gone. And this just means that if you it's a safer way, because if you unplug your iPod or your MP3 player without ejecting it, you do run the risk of losing whatever data or information you have on there already, so it's always good to eject it. Okay, well, I hope you found this useful, and bye.